How long did it take to get 21-inch biceps?
Someone thinks you're gonna get the pizza.
I was 21. Before 21, I was like about 20 years old. So it took me 11 years, 12 years to get 21-inch biceps.
He has a really bad appetite, so he's asking.
So I'm guessing that means he has a plethora. Mona has a fast appetite.
Mm-hmm.
And Mona takes in 300 grams of protein, 420 grams of protein. Sorry, let me correct that. She takes in as much protein as I take in right now. You do kickboxing 3 times a week and you do bodybuilding or exercise. You weightlift 3 times a week. It's good for your body. 100%. I did competitions, powerlifting, bodybuilding, and martial arts throughout my young teenage years and my early 20s.
Serge, what was that fuck called?
Just trying to figure out what day is head day. All right, here we go. I may have given you the wrong day to change up. This Sunday, keep on point. Okay, let me say that again. This Sunday, come on up here. Come on up here.
He has a really bad appetite, so he's asking.
So I'm guessing that means he has a plethora. He has a very stimulated appetite.
Exactly.
Okay, all right. And from that height and that weight, I would say you are. If you're 6'3", 190, it's a very thin person.
Yes.
So I would assume your metabolism is fat. But now, watch, because he's 25, watch where his mind goes.
Mm-hmm. He wants to rely on fat sources like olive oil and coconut oil to meet a caloric intake.
To meet it?
Mm-hmm. So like, are
So
you just gonna drink
he goes
olive oil?
to fats, because fats is a huge cool thing in the last 5 years. Is everybody's, hey, it's all about the fats.
keto.
It's all about the healthy fats, which is interesting, because if he's 190 pounds, that boy should be taking in close to, mostly he's 25, close to 300 grams easy of protein. And then possibly, like a lot of the guys I work with that are that age or younger that are 6'3", another 300 grams of carbohydrates. Now, we all know that carbohydrates is the ultimate on energy and strength for the workout. We know that. There's no debate about that. But then people come in and go, no, it's the fats. Guys, you take in a moderate amount of fats. Let's not get carried away with this. You want to develop a body. You want to develop a healthy body. And you also, at 25, I would think you don't want to teach your body how not to utilize carbohydrates. Or you're going to just set yourself up and you're going to be one of those people that always says, hey, I have a fast metabolism. No, you don't. You just don't eat right. Mona has a fast appetite.
Mm-hmm.
And Mona takes in 300 grams of protein, 420 grams of protein. Sorry, let me correct that. She takes in as much protein as I take in right now. That's a fast metabolism. I do kickboxing 3 times a week. Okay, this is going to be a good one, I think. And I do bodybuilding 3 times a week. You mean you weight lift 3 times a week? Just change that. Don't say I do bodybuilding 3 times a week. You weight lift 3 times a week. And I have 1 day to rest. Is this good for the body? Well, here's the tough thing. It is good for the body. Remember, exercising every day is good for the body. And I'll never say that it's not. Now, I don't think that's your question. I think you are misled by your own question. What you said was, you do kickboxing 3 times a week and you do bodybuilding or exercise. You weightlift 3 times a week. It's good for your body. 100%. Exercising every day is great for your body. You can rest while you sleep. Now, will you develop a nice looking physique? Probably not. Probably not. It's a little tougher. You'd really have to know how to do nutrition well, mostly because you're kicking ass. Kickboxing is tough. It is tough, man, and you are burning some serious calories, and you're in such a heightened heart rate. And then you use the terminology of bodybuilding, which means that you probably don't know how to weight lift. Just the terminology just makes me think that. I could be 100% wrong. But it's going to come down to understanding this. It's not that you train 3 days a week. It's how you eat 3 days a week. Because I don't know if you're recovering or not. And like you said, is it healthy for the body? 100%. Regardless of how you eat. It's healthy for the body to exercise and to move. Are you breaking down your body? Most likely you are, in a sense, because of the fact that you're not recovering in time. So I would just watch that. Now see, I did competitions, powerlifting, bodybuilding, and martial arts throughout my young teenage years and my early 20s. And it was tough. But I was a pup, very aggressive, and I wanted to just train. I didn't eat enough calories during that time. And I trained too hard. So those are two aspects that I made mistakes on that I don't want anybody here to make mistakes on. I could have been even better than what I did do. So just take that into consideration. All right. Try to maybe get more rest in, or just make sure that nutrition is really on point. Okay. Because I love the idea that you are doing the cardiovascular with the weightlifting to be healthy. When it comes to my coaching style, I do not waver. But the reason I don't waver is because I learned more about lifting as a youngster when you're just naive and your brain's going 100 miles an hour by the methods that I'm trying to teach you. The methods that you're trying to impose on me, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And so that's why I'll stay with that. Now that being said, the reason I said I wish we did this earlier is that Mona's very alphabet. You're very kind in the sense that you if they ask you a question, you're pretty much still answer that question.
And I won't block people.
I will. I'll block you. I'll block you for just being the dumbest questions that you can Google. Hey, Mike, how old are you? You couldn't Google that shit? Come on.
Nothing bugs me unless they say something about the baby that's inappropriate.
Yeah.
And I don't block you. I slice you.
Yeah, you cut people.
Just
So-
saying.
I blocked for that too, guys, so keep in mind.
So her coaching style is different. She's very open and willing to ask those basic questions that most likely you can Google and not waste her time doing. But again, she's much kinder than I am in that sense, and will do that. With that being said, I will not change my coaching style. Everybody in the Titan crew knows that Tuesday is check-in. Monday and Tuesday, you put down your information on the post I put. You check in, or you ask questions or anything like that, and I'm going to answer you. Also, I sometimes request videos, and so then I'll go back and make sure to check the feed on that. Mona does the same style of lifting that I do, same principles that I do, the same mindset that I do. And
sometimes I'm more hardcore.
yeah, she's
than
more
you.
hardcore. If you
Like
see
today.
today's video, let me just clarify this. Many have tried to stay with me on workouts.
Oh, you know what? They
She
could
beat me
see.
today. Again, my biggest point here is this: that you've got to do some kind of work and some kind of search as you look through the Titan crew and put down your information. Mona's in there as well. She's answering everybody's questions with her training and everything.
Yeah.
You guys can't see this, but Panda is our bulky dog.
What do you want to do?
And so I know you're going to go for a walk here.
Yeah.
So this is what we're doing on the 30-day blitz. Guys, take this week 100%. Don't change anything. Don't do anything. So stay with it this week. Next week, what we're going to do, because we go into the dry out, and please, on the dry out, just DM or talk to Jeffrey. Jeffrey's going to be the one that puts that up, and we're waiting on him to get that done. If Serge pulled up his half of the bargain, he would have had it done by now, but just covering everything. So next week on Thursday, enjoy Thursday. Enjoy
So
it.
we're switching Thursdays with Sundays, guys. So
For next week.
for next week.
For
yeah.
next week. So not this week, but
No.
next week. How long did it take to get 21-inch biceps?
Someone thinks you're gonna get the pizza.
I was 21. Before 21, I was like about 20 years old. So it took me 11 years, 12 years to get 21-inch biceps. Had them by 21 years old because I remember it was a big thing for me. I had 20s by 20, and then I had 21s by 21. So it wouldn't be 11, 12 years because I went through puberty, and that made a huge difference. So it would have been by the time I was 15 and a half, so 6 years, 7 years.
Yeah.
To the
Mike
most.
Was,
What took so long?
he was 16.
I know,
It looked
right?
Like he was 30.
Your
And
kids already got them.
I know he does.
He
Can you imagine the size of that kid?
1-year-old.
Just so you guys know, as I'm doing this diet, can you guys just look what he's eating?
What's up?
You look at this guy behind you. Come on.
Hold on for a second. Hold on for a
Yeah,
second.
exactly. There you go.
What are you eating?
My chicken and rice.
Look at this, guys. Look at that.
You know who else is having a little bit of that time in my
I don't believe it.
I know, and you're like,
I don't
oh
believe
my
any of
God,
that.
yeah.
I don't believe it.
Mhm.
100% it can be. Especially the home workout. The home workout would be great for a 16-year-old. But a 16-year-old, so I'm just curious on the understanding of that. A 16-year-old girl is already gone through puberty. So I think most of the parents, if you're a parent on here and you're worried about your kids, it's about the pre-puberty to during puberty is where that body is developing so much. But a girl develops faster than a guy. So by 16, she's already through puberty. So she should be to weightlifting and she should be starting to exercise and do some good lifts and stuff. As for somebody that talked about their 12-year-old son, I was in the gym at 8. Lifting heavy by 12, 13 easily. My recommendation is this. Try to find things like handstand push-ups, some dumbbells that he could do, body movements without pressure on the spine still. I would stay with that is my recommendation. I wouldn't do anything like squats or deadlifts or anything like that. And I see that on social media a lot. I see that on a lot. There's going to be enough time for that kind of stuff. I would not do that. I would let that spine fully develop. Now, I am a 6'3" guy, so the one thing that it didn't shorten my height, but I also trained really smart and I had some great people around me. But I don't trust that with the basic parent. And I don't mean offense by that, but I just think that the majority of people, how they train, they don't train properly. So that's just one thing I would say, don't do that. Okay, mostly pre-puberty. Stay away from the pre-puberty lifting the weights in that sense, okay? No, you shouldn't check in, buddy. So, Jeremy, here's your check-in. You ready? You took the week off, but you stayed on your nutrition. I know you stayed on your nutrition. I would say as soon as you start lifting again, please just go back at like 50, 60%. That's going to start the body burning. And again, what we're trying to do with you is we're just trying to get that metabolism working at 100%, and then we can go crazy. But just get back 2 weeks on of training and nutrition, and then check in. All right, Jeremy? Mark from Chicago. Yeah, I'd get on strength gains immediately and the Titan meal plan. Actually, no, bypass that. If he just gets right now the Titan meal plan, he gets power bodybuilding with that. That's great. Look at that. Jeffrey just confirmed it. So get on my Titan meal plan. And that's going to give you power bodybuilding. And that power bodybuilding is probably next to the strength gains are the two programs that you should do most of the year. Everybody should do it, both of those, either of those, 9 months out of the year, and then slice up for 3 months. For some people, if you can be really patient, like Jeffrey's going to be doing and Serge's going to be doing, I would put on size for 2 years and then slice up. Now, I know that that's just foreign to you guys. Mostly you kids from social media, you guys want to be sliced instantly.
2 years.
Trust me. Hopefully you guys have a long life. You're gonna do this for a long period of
2
time.
years with no
If something happened back in July and you hurt yourself, you've been doing physical therapy, you've been doing massage, and you've been trying to keep that range of motion in the shoulder this whole time.
It's been like 4 months.
Yeah, that thing's healed. You're fine by now. What would I tell my 29-year-old self? Nothing. 29 is when I started being smart about not training as hard, continuously just lifting very heavy, doing a TV show, Battle Dome. That was probably the most pinnacle size and strength I ever was in my entire career. But my young self, my young teenage self, and my young 20-year-old self, I would say up the calories and tone down the workouts. Don't train as hard. Ryan here is using my Pro Secrets, which is a very intense workout. I want to go back to this question here, Pro Secrets. Okay, so his whole body is developing except his chest. So here's probably a couple things that could be happening. One is your arms and legs were given by your parents and they're genetically going to be better than everything else or in that sense. And your chest is not given. So there's that genetic makeup. If it's not the genetic makeup and other things are growing, then there's a chance that you might be stimulating them because you have better connection to those areas. I would just say make sure that you're focusing tremendously on the aspect of that mind to muscle connection is what I would do. See, he even knows that it's the protein that's important. So that's the one thing I would do. I wouldn't do anything right now until I see your form. Make sure that because you are, Ryan, on the Pro Secrets, you should have I would say that you should be in the Titan crew. So make sure you get on over to the Titan crew, check in there, and I would ask you to post some videos of you lifting. And so let me see you lifting, and then I can give you a better answer. And that's the great thing about the Titan crew.